But yeah, that's why, Monday in reality, I can't fuck with it like that because it's like, shit, like, it's just, it's just really awkward, you know? Like, I don't know what to say right now. Like, I'm just looking like, damn. And I don't know why that shit hurts me so much, but it's like I'm a transgender woman now, and it makes me realize if my mom, like, I don't know, maybe in my mind, I ain't gonna lie to you, in my mind, I really kind of hoped that my family, like, I don't even know, man. It's just weird. Like, I remember me and my brother were talking shit about gay people, but in a, like, observant type of way. And, and, it's something bad gonna happen, but it's a bad feeling. And my sister was like, "They're just people. They're just gay." And this is when we were like younger. Like I was like a tween, and my brother probably a teenager, and my sister was a teenager. Now we're adults, and it's like I come out as gay, and she's like, I remember my sister was like, "It's different when it's your brother." I was like, "What the fuck? It's different when it's your brother." I looked at her like, "Are you crazy? Like what?" Like the betrayal that I've had in my life is it's unbelievable sometimes. It's like, what? So you cool with gay people, but when your family member's gay, that's when it's like you have a problem with it? What kind of evil is that? What kind of weird ass shit? Yeah, I don't kill. That's like me saying, I don't mind hanging out with murderers, rapists, pedophiles, and shit. But when it's like my family members and shit, they can't be pedophiles and rapists. Like, what the fuck, motherfucker? You hang out with them motherfuckers. You cool with them. You converse. Y'all reason and talk to each other. What the fuck? I can't do it. I don't know what to say, man. It's like I started thinking about that shit, and it's like I was MGTOW, I was incel. I was speaking also truths, not just because of MGTOW. It's a certain level of monkism, or just you know what I mean. That you start to grow, and you get these, you have to spiritually grow. You get these knowledges and shit. And it's just like, because it's not feeding into the system bullshit, like your family, mom, dad, brother, and sister, and all this shit, like gaslight you because they can't think. Their minds are they're fucking crazy. They're fucked up. So they don't think. They just spewing the bullshit and gaslighting you the whole time. Mind you, they built the whole world of fake ass fucking lies. So these people will be fucking brainwashed slaves. So, like, of course they're brainwashed slaves. There's nothing else for them. There's nothing else out here. And it's just, it gets to the point where it's weird. It's like, man, so you're like, what the fuck? Like, you start to realize and think, like, oh, I start to just keep on thinking about it. Like, my mom, I remember just coming out. My mom told me to come out of the garage where I was basically hanging. That was my, room basically. And to go come greet her friend or whatever. And her friend was sitting there with her daughter, about my age. Tell me why. I mean, I come out right at the garage, which is, it's coming from the hallway. It's nighttime. It's dark in the hallway because there's no light on, right? And the girl says, "Oh, I didn't know you had another daughter." I'm like, what the fuck? Another daughter? Mind you, I've only been on hormones for 1 month. I started taking hormones when I was in Austin, Texas, the Perfumerifica. I started taking that shit like July. I didn't stop taking it. I took it after, but it's only like a month's worth of fucking hormones. You see? So I remember like my sperm count went down because when I would ejaculate, nothing came out, but I only took it for like 1 month, one bottle. And I didn't even finished the bottle. So I didn't even take like a month's worth of hormones. And that was like in August. Like between like July, June, July, August, like a July, August type shit. Between July, end of July and August. I quit the job in August. I became homeless on the streets in October, and I left after Halloween back to Houston. I got in Houston around November 1st. I was homeless November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, and July. Then I went back to my mom's house and shit because I was just like fed up. And all of a sudden, you look like a girl. You have man boobs. No, sorry, you have breast tissue. Like, what the fuck? Y'all are insane. You know? Like, there's no, like, I'm telling you. Y'all crazy. You know? So, like, it just baffles me, man. And then I'm like, oh my God, like, all of a sudden now it's like, you know, I'm both, like, they act like, oh, it's because it's just too much for me. My brain, like, hurts. It's like, man, you know, you're black and you're living in the white supremacist world. And, you know, it's like your family's so fucking bought the fuck out. Like, they're so robotic. They're so fucked up and brainwashed and demonic, or whatever word you want to use, that they literally sit here and try to throw everything at you. It's just too much for me. I can't even think sometimes about it. It's just like, could you imagine, like, you just at the house, next thing you know, because you know what I'm saying, you're poor and you're broke, but they blackballed you. You were at the job. You saw how white people treated you. You know when there's somebody being racist because nothing makes sense. You know when somebody's hating on you. You know when you're too intelligent for a job. You know how they are. You know they want slaves. They don't want people that think for themselves. They know they can't just allow you to come to work, do your job, give you the money, and move on with your life. No, they have to enslave you. You know they have to fucking shit all over you and make you feel like shit and make you codependent on them and brainwash you, make you believe in fairy tales, get you all fucked up. And then they still fucking do it to you because, hey, we can't let y'all think that being black and being successful is a real thing. At least not without kissing the ass of white people type shit. So, of course, they motherfucking get rid of your ass. I mean, it's just, I guess I'm getting flashbacks because I got the job. I got a job now. But it's like, I mean, I started Monday, and it's freaking me out because I'm just like, I was at the interview, and she was talking about the job requires you to lift 50 pounds and to stand up for over 8 hours. Can you do that? And I was like, yeah. She's like, because this job has a lot of standing up and whatnot. And I smirked a little bit, like, yeah, I'm used to that. And she kind of looked at me like I was crazy. Like, she did one of these, like, looking at me like, you know, what the fuck? She's smirking at what you laughing at. Like, looking at us, I'm looking like, really, bitch? Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm 30-something years old, motherfucker. Like, I've been working since I was 15. Like, it says on the shit I was a manager at Little Caesars. Motherfucker, yes, I'm used to fucking, you know what I mean? You're a manager at a fast food restaurant. You know what I'm talking about. You know how it is. You might have to stay overtime. Somebody quits. You're there by yourself. All types of shit. You gotta bust your ass. Like, duh. I'm used to that shit. I was just smirking because I'm just like, yeah, I know how it is. You know what I'm saying? You gotta work. You gotta do what you gotta do. It sucks, but hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. That's what I smirked. And I just smirked because I'm like, oh yeah, I just remembered it was flashback of like, okay, working hard. It's funny because I saw a video on YouTube of a woman, you know, a sharecropper, whatever you want to call it, who, I don't even know if she was a slave or what the fuck. I don't know if it was AI. I don't know. I don't think it was AI. I don't think it was. She was like talking to this white reporter guy who's interviewing her, and she was talking about working. And she's like, yeah, we pick cotton. We work in the cotton fields. You know, we still working in the cotton fields. Sometimes they pay you, sometimes they don't pay you. And then she was talking about, oh, so you be up there from sun up to sundown. And she's like, that must be hard work. And she started like giggling and shit, like, and covered her face like, like, yeah, bitch. She's like, and then she got serious and was like, yeah, it's hard work. We work hard. They just looked away and like in dismay, you know, like just, you know, just kind of checking out the scene or whatever, the sunrise or some type shit. But she was just like, yeah, you work hard. That's what I'm thinking. Like, what the fuck? That's what I did. Because, you know what I'm saying? Because you know these motherfuckers, like, you know what I'm saying? Motherfucker, can you fucking work hard? It's like, can I work hard? That's all I fucking do. That's all I do is work. And it's like, what the fuck? That's what I'm saying. Can you lift 50 pounds? Can you stand up for over 8 hours? Can I? Of course. You know, kind of like, bitch, I wouldn't be working. Oh, but because y'all white and shit, y'all don't work as much as we do. We don't slave as much as I do. So now y'all are scared. You know, we got to get white people in here because we're racist. We got white people in here because the economy's fucked up and shit. And they meet a nigga like me and shit. And they're like, oh. I smirk at the work that they're doing because there's some weak ass bitches. And these niggas hate on me. It's just like, when you don't feel what they want you to feel, they fucking trip the fuck out. And it's like, what do you want from me? You know? And I'm like, I look at my mother, and you know, I remember it's because I know because I'm transgender and I'm black. I'm visibly trans and I'm black, so therefore, they already don't like me. But it's like, whatever. You know, you want to be one of us. You want to be a woman like us. You want to be, or all this, like, man, whatever. Maybe because you're white and you're a cis woman and I'm black and I'm trans, I don't know, you fucking probably hate my guts. And it's crazy because even throughout the process, we'll hit you back up, da-da-da-da. They deducted everything. I applied for this job fair, and they told me everything. Oh, what shift do you want? I want the full-time shifts. You'll get the part-time shifts. You get what I'm saying? Like, and I'm on the phone with the goddamn HR, and they're like, so she even asked me, she's like, wait a minute, so what shift do you want? The part-time or the full-time? They probably wrote down on the shit, this is a tranny, she's black or something. You know how they do it. Next thing you know, I'll apply for the fucking full-time. And they're like, well, we already processed you for the part-time. I'm like, why would you even ask me that? Because she was processing me and she had to check, is he black? Is he fucking tranny? Why do you think they got that non-binary on there now? They don't even have trans. Or whatever, they have non-binary, male, female, non-binary. Because at the end of the day, if you're a transgender person, you're a transgender. You're not even a person, you're just a transgender. You're a transgender to these people. You know, so I'm just like, man. So I'm like, so now I'm working part-time hours. So I'm not even making a lot of money. You get what I'm saying? Like, look at what these people are doing. It's crazy. It's crazy. So then, I'm just sitting here looking like, man, my mom tried to set me up. I'm getting flashbacks. My mom tried to. So back to the story. So I come out the garage. The girl says, I didn't know you had another daughter. I come out to the light, right, to the living room. And then I greet the moms, whatever, right? The mom's of the girl, right? I get my mom's friend. And then I greet the girl, and she goes, I don't know who these people are. And then the girl starts to talk to me. She's all, you know how girls are when they're smitten by you, they're trying to attract you. You know how they do. They do stupid shit that men fucking do, but they're so uninitiated. Men know how to fucking know how to look at women that they're attracted to and be sneaky with it better. At least, kind of. And women don't know this, but now they just stare, and a blank fucking stare. And then if you're engaging, they start blushing and smiling hard as fuck. When in reality, we all know women don't treat men like that at all. So I'm like, okay. I said hello to her, all this shit, she be talking and shit. And my dad just recently died. She's like, oh, I heard your dad died. And I'm trying to like be friendly, so I'm smiling and shit, being friendly. And then like this bitch starts, you know what I'm saying? I heard your dad died. Like, what kind of shit is that? That was demonic. And I'm gonna tell you how it's demonic. I had a girlfriend before that used to work at a restaurant. And this bitch was telling me at the time I came out as gay to her, so she was on my girlfriend. She was just a friend that was a girl, and she told me about this date she was on with this guy, and she was talking about I felt bad because I just kept on talking about his like dead dad, his dead fucking cousin or some shit. I'm like, why do y'all bitches trying to trauma bomb with me? I just met you and you were trying to trauma bomb with me. You see? You can't trust women. You know what I'm saying on that level? You can't trust people like that, just to be all up in your energy and all that shit. And look, my mom think, because he don't go out. He don't talk to nobody. He just be inside the garage. He goes to work and he comes home. He just be in the garage watching TV all day. Yeah, because look what you did. You bring somebody that you knew inside and this bitch trying to trauma bomb with me. Maybe because I'm emotionally intelligent. I probably need somebody who's emotionally intelligent. And if I don't find them, I'm not going to get a person. And now I'm completely celibate where no, I'm not going to be with nobody. I am done. I will never be with nobody. Because even trying to be with somebody is fake. So, that being said. So, I'm like, man, I was laughing because I'm trying to be friendly and cordial, but then I caught myself and I was like, and she kind of like, as soon as I caught myself and was like, so my dad just died, it's a fresh wound, and I was looking kind of like down and kind of super fucking sad. I got switched immediately and it was like super sad because it was like, man, my dad just fucking died, dude. Then she's all looking all sad and shit, and I know she's looking sad, and that's when it kind of came to me like, nah. And I just walked away and went back in the garage. But then I realized my mom was trying to set me up. Now, it's probably 2023. You know what I'm saying? Now I realize, oh yeah, my mom was trying to set me up with an African girl. Type of Nigerian, people are. Italians with Italians, but they're not really Italian American. I'm trying to think about another Nigerian American girl. And so I'm like, I just realized it now. Because in that movie, The Fourth Man In or whatever, right, when he comes out as gay, it's a story about this guy who comes out as gay to his family and his friends. Right? There were his friends first and then his family. His mom tries to set him up. Whenever the scene when he came out to his family, he was, came from the mechanic shop. He was sitting at the table with his dad and his whatnot. His mom was like, hey, why didn't you come over? I was trying to set you up with the neighbor's fucking girl. And And he was like, he was fed up. He was already fed up. His friends were not fucking with him. He was not doing good and trying to like meet gay guys and shit. And he just kind of felt like shit as a person because all his friends are straight and shit and all this type of shit. And it's like a romantic comedy, whatever, or comedy, whatever. And so then, like, dude literally was like frustrated. He was just frustrated, which happens when you're gay or trans or whatever, right? Or you're queer, let's say that. So then this motherfucker, like, mom was like, going off on his ass because she was like, why didn't you like, I'm trying to set you up with this girl? And he was like, Mom, I don't want to be set up with this girl. I don't want to be set up with her. And he was like, why? You need to meet somebody. And he just like confessed right there, like, because I'm gay. I'm gay, Mom. I like boys. And then her mom was like, what do you mean you're gay? Like what do you mean? And he was like, what do you mean? What do I mean? Then he grabbed the sausage out of his dad's hand and started, he's like, there, started sucking the sausage like, And she was like, what the hell? He was like, yes. I'm like, what do you mean I'm gay? So, yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying, like, and so after the Fourth the movie, they accepted him. His friends were like, yeah, I was being a dick, I was being homophobic and shit. Like, you're cool, bro. It's all good. Like, you're just a normal guy. You're just gay. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, we need to calm down. Right? And I'm thinking, okay, my family and friends will kind of be like that. They just keep on going. Like, society just keeps on doing that shit, and they just keep on getting more weirder. You got straight dudes making videos with them having bananas and baby oil and condoms. And here's a funny thing, right? It's like they go into society. Supposedly people are straight too, right? They're all heterosexuals. And then, like, I see this Mexican dude, which I don't have to know how I feel about Hispanic people and shit. He's behind him in the line. This is what he does. He's looking straight at him and looking at the shit, right? This motherfucker decides to back the fuck up. Like he's gonna hurt him, or he's gonna do some gay shit to you. But I told you, it's them motherfuckers that be loving to be gay as fuck on the low. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you fuckers are weirdos. You're all crazy. And so I'm looking like, I don't want to fuck with nobody, nothing. Like, y'all crazy. You know? It's that Charleston White shit for real. I heard you don't like Jews. I heard you don't like Jews. Nigga, I don't like nobody, nigga. You know? So I'm just like, man. So for me, right, I'm like, my mind is just out of this world. Because I'm just thinking, it just makes you flashback to like, man, like, I really thought maybe my family would have like accepted me as being trans or gay. Like, and the way I explain it, it's really because you're trans and you're gay. You know, the reason why I feel like gay and trans people come out the way they do, and all this shit, we're talking about conformity in the world. I think it's because. I think it's because of the fact that, you know, in our minds, we don't see ourselves as weirdos. Like, when you come out as gay, you're like, yeah, there's gay people, they exist, and you're like, man, I've been gay, I just never told anybody, and I always pretended I was straight, because that's what everybody does, but y'all are making fun of gay people, and a lot of you do gay shit on the low. In fact, science and nature shows that you guys will probably be gay if you had the chance to, and it's really not what you think, like, not what we put out there, but y'all are making so much fun of it, to where, like, I think y'all kind of in on it. So you're like, fuck it, I'm gonna just come out as gay. AKA, I have more of a preference to be gay. Like, I'm gonna be gay because I like men more than I like women type shit. And I know y'all are not gay because you like women more than you like men, but it doesn't mean you wouldn't have sex with a man. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, you're like, well, fuck it then. I'm gonna come out as gay. You know? Or maybe you don't come out as gay. Maybe you're just, okay, you to yourself, you're like, okay, I think I'm gay. Or you might be getting into gay shit. You know what I'm saying? Let me wear a pink shirt today. Shit, I'm gay, I don't give a fuck. People take that shit and they roll with it on some weirdo shit, like hard. Fuck the baby oil and the fucking cucumbers and all this dumbass shit. Just wear a pink t-shirt. Just do simple, stupid shit. You know? Simple ass, like, you ain't gotta do all that. Just look at a man in his eyes too long. You know what I mean? Like, y'all crazy. That's more of a sign than motherfuckers being actually gay. You know? So, yeah, you know? Nutso. Say the realities of how hypergamous women are. Oh, yeah, you definitely are a loner and shit. And gay. That's why I don't want to small talk. I don't want to talk to nobody. I don't want people to know me. I don't want them to know where I'm at. I'm literally sitting in a forest right now in Illinois because I don't want these white people and these fucking homophobes and transphobes to know where I'm at. Yeah, I don't want them to even see me Because I know they're fucking crazy. I know they're fucking crazy. So, it's crazy, man. Sitting in the forest in Illinois at night on the deep end of Chicago. Really, I'm not in Chicago, but I'm in a small town outside of Chicago on the west side. But yeah, you know, motherfuckers are crazy out here. So, I'm really like, man, this shit's crazy. At least I got the job, but my God, motherfuckers is crazy. I'm at that point, y'all. So, it's just nuts to me. It's nuts to me. I'm just started thinking about it. I'm just like, man, I don't know why my mind can't get over that shit. I think because it was my sister's birthday a couple of days ago, like 10 days ago. And I just remembered to text her happy birthday and shit. And I had to really sit here and debate for a while. Like, should I text her this shit? Should I text her this shit? Should I text her this shit? Texted her, you know, my little sister. She's all like, oh, how you doing? How am I doing? I told myself, I was like, I'm going to say happy birthday, but I said, I'm not finna small talk with her. We're not fucking friends, bitch. You are part of the hazing and the bullying and the outcasting and the gaslighting. I remember when I was homeless and shit, I came back in my mom's house and, you know, my family's house, whatever. And I was telling her how bad it is out there and how hard it is out there in the real world. She's like, but you like it like that. You like sleeping with rats. Yeah, because at every job I've had, I'd love to be harassed because I'm black. I love to fucking be treated like shit because of my skin, even though I was raised in the suburbs with white people and shit. But the white people don't accept me because they're racist and have collective minded. And niggers are fucking filthy fucking niggers. You know, they don't trust each other, kill each other. So, yeah. I'm the only dark-skinned male in my whole family. My whole entire family except my dad, and he's gone now. And my extended family and all that shit, but you know, my immediate family. Only dark-skinned male. Both my brother, my older brother, my younger brother are light-skinned. My older sister's dark-skinned, my younger sister's light-skinned. My mom is extremely light-skinned. She puts on skin lightener cream to even make her lighter, stuff lighter. Because nobody in her family's that light. Not nobody. Her mom and dad are both dark-skinned. So you know how that shit go. Yeah, man. Been putting skin lightener cream on for years. My mom been bleaching herself for years. And you telling me my mom has a good mind? Bitch is fucking crazy. You know. So, yeah. I'm not. So I realized I be thinking, okay, should I ever go? Am I ever going to go back to my family? And I'm at that point right now where I say, you know what? No. It's time to let it go, bro. Like, I'm never going back to my family ever again. You know? It's over for me. I'm not going back to my family. I'm not going back to Texas. I'm not going back to Texas. There's no reason for me to go back to Texas if I don't have any family there. Like, I'm done living in Texas. Like, it's over. I'm not living with my family no more. I'm done with my family completely. It's done. It's over with. You know? Even when I went to go backpacking in Austin, Texas, it's a city right over. It's only 2 hours away from Houston. My whole family thought I ran away. Bitch, I didn't have a job and my phone fucking cut off. And when I got a job, I put it back on. I just didn't fucking tell y'all I got a number. The reason I didn't tell y'all I got a number, because they kept on trying to hit me up. When I was living with my family for those 2 years before I left to Austin, Texas, right? Because I got a car and shit, right? It's like, it's weird. It's like my family doesn't like my success. I've always wanted to leave. That's why when I was in college, I left Houston and went to a small town called Prairie View to go to university. Like, I've always wanted to leave and expand and visit and travel the world and go places and whatnot and see different things. The fuck? Why do y'all take that as a threat? To where you motherfuckers gotta cripple me, bind me, put me in situations, steal from me. Why do people have to do all this crazy shit to me? Why are y'all so crazy? Why are people crazy as fuck? That's why I don't fuck around. I don't fuck around no more. No more with people, bro. Like I said, I just recently had this job fair interview, whatever, evaluation. She said, we got to stand up for more than 8 hours. Can you handle that? I just chuckled. I didn't even laugh. Just, yeah, I can do that. And that got her pissed off enough to get a sour face. Like, is she crazy? You're literally crazy. People crazy. They're fucking crazy as shit. And I did my research. I'm not saying this real quick. I did my research. Talked to some brothers and understand why my home country of Nigeria was the way it was and was created. Mind you, this is all happening very early on. Not early on, but very recently in human history. And so I realized, and they said it's the same stuff that white people did all across the world. And I know ancient history too. But let's not get into the history. The point I'm trying to make here is, in so many words, I can't say all that, it's not for that video, people are fucking crazy because how mind control works is they go into areas trying to extract resources. People go into areas trying to extract resources from the area, right? Check this out. This is crazy. And in that process, maybe they are, maybe they're not, it doesn't even matter, right? The point I'm trying to make is they end up enslaving the people that are there because of usurpation or being usurped. They usurp the power that's there, right? How do I say this? They usurp the power that's there because, in so many words, they're there for resources, right? But they're there for resources. But the point I'm trying to make is the people that are there are not using those resources. And so when they see, oh, you know how to fucking, process, right, this land, the people there start to follow you. But you're there to just basically get the resources. So these people don't understand processing things and resourcing shit like that is you destroying the land. So these people think because that you're a better leader than they are. You think better than they do, so they follow you. They have group thought, and that group thought like that. No wrong good group thought, but like that. They end up, let me get a job for you. Let me work for you. Let me be a part of what you got going on. And all they're doing is destroying your land. Right? That's the first stage. And then once they have got all the resources, they leave with all the shit. Right? And then what do y'all end up doing? You live in a desolate land, and then what y'all start doing? Y'all start blaming each other. And this is why most countries go through some type of civil war. Most peoples have went through some type of civil war. This is why people are always fucking crazy and kill each other. This is why people are so-called crazy. Why the AK want to kill each other? Because they're stupid. They already lost their minds. They already gave their souls away. Not to the people that are doing that shit, but it's called hypocrisy. That's what I was saying before. It's called hypocrisy. They trade their souls for confusion because they worship hypocrisy. You see what I'm saying? And that hypocrisy is what makes them fucking go crazy. That's why these people are doing that shit. When you sit here and you want to, there's no such thing as man or woman or male or female. That's just fake. You're just a human being. But because you think that, which is hypocrisy to the true reality, now it breeds confusion. Now you don't know whether this is a man or a woman. You don't know. Now you're getting all freaking out. You're getting anxiety and you're getting all angry and hateful and all this shit because you're fucking crazy. Why are you crazy though? Why are people crazy? This is why people are crazy, because y'all worship hypocrisy, which breeds confusion. Because you don't want to accept or listen to the truth because you worship or you think you need a leader or anything like that. You worship hypocrisy. You see, you worship hypocrisy. So that's why it's like, I can't deal with people, man. I can't deal with people. And it's funny because you go look at all that and I realize this is why I wanted to kill myself. And that's why trans people, they kill themselves. Gay people have tried to kill themselves. Black people have tried to kill themselves. People try to kill men. Men kill themselves more than women do. You see what I'm saying? But why? It's hypocrisy. The Aztecs, the Mayans, the Native American tribe leaders, African kings of empires, aka tribes. They've all were exiled or tried to kill themselves in their exile, like a samurai, like a real soldier, on some ceremonial sacrifice shit. Why? Because they were living in reality and their people were worshiping hypocrisy. First of all, they were already worshiping, which was the problem to begin with. But not just the kings, everybody, the priests, everybody that has some type of nobility or stature or stance to withhold society, anybody that was a part of nation building, that's what happened to them. Even to where you see it now. You have fucking people like R. Kelly, Bill Cosby, Whitney Houston. Anybody that has some type of power to uplift their people or something or inspire is taken out. Diddy, and not all the atrocities they've done, it's the power and the money. It always goes back to that. Michael Jackson, all these motherfuckers. It goes back to that shit. So at the end of the day, it's like you have to realize it's the worshiping, first of all, that fucking makes you weak, that takes away power. Worshiping anything else outside yourself is the first mistake. The second mistake is do not worship hypocrisy. Once you breed hypocrisy, you trade reality for confusion. And confusion is when you start putting labels on shit. You get what I'm saying? You think that there's only one way to things, but not. In reality, you're living in a world that is metamorphosing all the fucking time. Time doesn't stay still. The sun is constantly rotating around the fucking globe. Is that the right thing? I think I can't remember. But you know what I'm saying? I can't think of it right now, but you know what I'm saying? The earth is constantly rotating, constantly changing. The days never stay the same. The year never the same. But y'all think, oh, it's only one man, one woman. That's it. We weren't even talking to y'all science and shit. We weren't even the same species prehistoric. So what the fuck make you think? Man, y'all crazy as hell. Y'all crazy as hell. But that's why y'all crazy as hell. Because you traded your minds for hypocrisy. So now I gotta start figuring out who those nobles, kings, priests, the educated, which that's where they all were. The kings and the priests really were just to educate people in society. The blacksmiths, all those people. What did they do once they were a king without a people. And I almost think I'm at this point, I was a king or a queen in my past life. I know it sounds crazy. I don't even believe in past lives like that. But right now, I kind of fucking do. Because it's crazy how this is happening to me. Now I'm starting to see why they call us the chosen one, people the chosen ones and all this type of shit. I guess we were in a past life. We were somebody of nobility. And we're just seeing, we live so many lives. I think I heard some scriptures talk about this. We live so many lives that we've seen humans do the same stupid shit over and over and over again. That's why we just have an affinity to not give a fuck about that shit and seek the truth. So we can get the knowledge that we actually need for our advancement. But on the occult level, I'm starting to see why none of this shit means shit. You see, so I'm at a point right now where I'm like, man, I don't know. You know, I had to get that off my chest. I just started really thinking about my mom really tried to set me up. You know, she really tried to set me up with a girl, and I don't know why that shit pisses me off. Because it's like, it's not that I'm not attracted to women. Even now, if I met a girl that I really liked, and we got together, and I wanted to have kids with her, I would stop taking hormones, build up my sperm count, and we'd have kids. This is crazy. I will still have kids. But it's like, let's say it really did happen. Do you think I would just give my kid? I was thinking, dude, I honestly don't even think. Well, I probably would, but I probably wouldn't. You know what I mean? Type shit. Like, I really wouldn't allow my mom to see my kids like that. I wouldn't even trust her. I wouldn't even trust my moms. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm at a point right now where I'm thinking, okay, because of how crazy the world is, I'm already celibate, and I'm like, the sacred chakra is in your genitals, and they said, oh, if you're not having sex, you're gay, or trans, or whatever, it's a blockage. You know, people that are fucking stupid. And I'm like, it's not a blockage. Sacrifice. That's why this trans woman who's a little more two-spirited, black trans woman, she always talks about being a black indigenous trans woman. She's two-spirited, and she's talking about how it's a sacrifice. And I'm starting to see now what she means by that. But for me, I don't want no fucking plastic and that shit. I just don't want any genitals. I'm really considering at this point getting an orchirectomy and getting my balls removed because I don't want to have kids. I don't want to have genitals anymore. Vagina or a penis. I don't want it because y'all have no respect for that. How do I put it? Not respect, but y'all y'all disrespect that. You know? If somebody was intersex, y'all hate on them. You don't even respect if you had an intersex person, you can't even respect the fact they might have a vagina and a penis. You wouldn't be able to do it. There's records of those type of people coming from the Empire of Benin in West Africa that go to like places like Europe with the Moors, and white people were running at the time, and they freaked out because they were like, okay, this is a man or a woman, but she was known as being a prostitute. Yeah, but when you come from one of white societies at that particular time, and you come from the Kingdom of Benin, where you have progressive, you get what I'm saying, peoples, and king, who has knowledge and accepts people for who they are on a natural level, probably intersexed, but they said, oh, they found that she had a male genitalia. How the fuck? What do you mean by male genitalia? Maybe she was intersexed, had a long little clitoris that looked resembled more of a penis, and she also probably had a vagina. But y'all don't know nothing about that. You don't care. The fact that she had a penis, y'all, it's a penis in here. It's a man. So they killed her. They killed the intersex person. That's what I'm saying. Because y'all don't have no respect at all. And I hate to say it, but even people that listen to this, I don't believe you really respect what I'm saying. Y'all don't have no respect. I'm talking to you. You don't have any respect. I'm not trying to sit here and I don't even know. I'm not trying to gain followers. at this point because I know y'all are crazy. I don't want y'all to worship me, and that's what y'all doing right now because that's what you're designed and brainwashed to do. You were bred and you were baked and kneaded like dough in confusion, and you got to do it yourself to get yourself out. This is only for like-minded people that agree. And it's not about coming together and unifying, because I realized that too. When you go look at, I was looking through my history today, I'm like, man, why do Native Americans, Mayans, Africans, why do they always whip white people's asses with spears and bows and arrows against guns? Why? It's because we had something to fight for, because they didn't even care about their own people. When it said there was an African king who captured the army, the British and French armies, and he was holding them ransom type shit, like just leave our lands, stop fucking invading and doing all this shit to the land. These motherfuckers didn't care. But it's the same type of people like Christopher Columbus. I'm an English person who's gonna go to the Spanish now and you know what I mean? So they don't give a fuck. That's why white people unite, for protection. That's why they lean more to conformity, be conformative, performative. But what? Million people don't do that because our empires were tribes, aka family. We literally had the same cheekbones, and you get what I'm saying? So we would never, if you were holding our family hostage, we'll pay the ransom because it's our family. We care about them, but they don't care. But it's like, why would they fight for people that don't care about them? Because if you don't fight, you lose protection. So there's like this, everybody's really in this group for their own selfish gain. There's no honor amongst thieves. You see. And that's what you're dealing with now. These people that want to worship, that's why it's like, I'm not trying to come together with nobody who think like me. Because you don't really like me. You're in competition with me. Type shit. You don't like me. You want protection from me. You want me to fucking help you get protection. And so that's why I don't believe in being black in that regard. We're not black. We're just people. We're not the same race, or we're Nigerians. We're not Nigerians. Y'all just want protection from people that you think is Nigerian. And I'm seeing that more and more as a Nigerian American trans woman living in Illinois. I'm realizing, yeah, I got no fucking people that can get my back. The trans community don't got my back. You get into black trans women are getting into arguments with white trans women, especially the ones that don't see themselves as the dolls. They're just trans black women. Because they see the way white trans women are super brainwashed and live in confusion and conformity and performativity. You see. So it's wild, man. It's wild. But I'm only here really right now because it's a spiritual thing. Like maybe like one of my other spiritual teachers taught me, there's spiritual predecessors. And I just feel like each one teach one. I might even learn from my motherfucking self making this thing. So, anyways, that's all I gotta say right now. I ain't trying to, get too deep into it. But yeah, I'm meditating on that. I'm meditating on it right now. Hard. It just makes me really want to. It makes me think. Like I just keep on thinking about it. Like I'm like, man, why is it peppering me so much? Why is it peppering me so much? I'm like, man, my mom really tried to like sell me out and shit, trying to fucking trick me into like falling into the pussy. Like I'm a grown ass man. Like people just really. I'm telling you. So those white people that did that, you know what I'm saying, conquer these lands, they're crazy too. They were already crazy to begin with. That's why they were doing that shit. This is crazy. you know. So yeah, I'm realizing how there's no way I'm gonna be. And it's like I'm gonna say this one last time. The reason why white people were even on that time is because they come from a land that's barren, and they have a decalcified pineal gland. Motherfuckers is literally Neanderthals. So with that being said, black people, which I personally think the West African motherfuckers, the North African motherfuckers that were part of the Ice Age, where they had more Neanderthalic DNA because they were closer to the melanated humans, for their ancestors. They went up to the north of the world, these northern land masses, and because they had the knowledge, they knew how to extract the resources from the land better. And when white people saw them, or whatever they were created, whether or not, I don't know, right? They were like, "Oh, what the heck? And let me get some of that." And because white people, those black people saw those white people, and I know this to be true, they enslaved them. You know, they enslaved them because they were literally inferior based off of knowledge and all that. And with the interbreeding, it made them more human. And so they were like, "Oh, wait a minute, we're humans. Like, why do we have these?" And so not that I feel, but I know those white people went to our schools in Africa, basically learned reality. He learned all these things, the knowledge, and then came back to their countries and like, why are black people like controlling our countries, and our land masses? And they killed them all off. The Druids, all these people, the Celts, they killed them all the black people that were there, or rather there, or migrated there, right? So that's what I believe. Mixture between belief and history. And so because of that, I feel like that was the reason why white people were like kind of left to fend for themselves. And that's when the white leaders were doing the same things that the black leaders before them were doing to their people, which was making them worship, and at the same time, right, living in hypocrisy, which breeds confusion. And so these white people didn't have a choice but to sit here and be like, let's, we come from a barren land. We need to stock up on resources. Because somebody told me something today about R. Kelly. It was Umar Johnson talking about R. Kelly's case. He said, "What do you do when you're broke?" And I'm like, that's so true. I'm thinking about it right now because I'm getting broke. You cling on to what you know, to what you have, and you try to endorse or expand or do what you can, basically. And so I say, damn. But if you're like a washed up artist like R. Kelly, you got a lot of, stuff. The 30 years, like he said, 30 years of his career. I haven't had an interview. 30 years of my career. He has 30 years worth of stock he can use. And the companies that help him make those songs, whatever, and, they wanted those royalties, those rights. So that's why they end up being like, wait a minute. And they had to get rid of them. And so it's the same thing. You see now, it's the same thing you see now. They trying to get rid of people. They trying to get rid of the chosen ones, the real chosen ones. They're trying to get rid of us. Give me one second. So that's what white people did. They came back to these other landmasses like the Native Americans, the Mayans, the Aztecs, the Africans. They came to these different areas because all they know how to do is plunder for resources and keep on plundering for resources and waging war for resources. And so that's what they did. They didn't even need all that. And you can tell because they came to places with such abundance, aka they literally came into like places like Nigeria, which is a tropical country, and made these people, right, they killed off their leaders, and then they ended up worshiping the white people. And the white people were like, oh, let's tear down the tropical rainforests and tropical fruits and everything. Like, they literally would tear down cocoa trees just for the beans to make chocolate to send it back to England when you can eat the fruit off the tree. But the reason why they say, oh, African, oh, they just kept their culture, they didn't keep their culture. They had to eat the roots, aka those roots is what you know as now as fufu. But why is it so culturally something? It's because we all are family. We can, like when I was growing up, you'd be able to see, people would see your face and be like, oh, you're Yoruba. And then you go back in time, the Yoruba Empire. What? But they say it's a tribe. No, we had empires. Our tribes were really empires. They weren't like a group of people like, oh, a tribe like The Walking Dead, like these people's over here. No. That's like the United States of America, all the South, all the southern states are one tribe. They all are literally family, genetic family. They all look the same. That's crazy. That's scary almost too. Not on race. I'm talking about like those are those people. The Midwest is one whole family, a dynasty. That's crazy. But that's how it is. You see. So, yeah. You know. But what always happens shortly afterwards, when those white people leave, people have civil war. They start killing each other. And that's what happens when you worship, live in hypocrisy. All you're left with is confusion, and that confusion breeds chaos, and you end up killing each other. You end up killing your neighbor or another human being or whatever, and that's why people are crazy. That's why people are crazy. There's not no betterment thing like, oh, black people are better than white people. This is why everybody crazy. This is why people are crazy right now. This is really why people are crazy. Because y'all live in hypocrisy. Y'all worship hypocrisy. And all that does is breed confusion. I'm done for this one. I just gotta say, the only thing I can say right now is I need to start studying who were the kings, queens, spiritualists that survived these attacks, and how did they survive? That's what I want to know. Maybe what I'm doing right now is exactly because I know it's not really real, but The Last Kingdom, the TV show, and that what did Uhtred do? He's the son of a king. They took over, right? What did he do? He ended up just living in forests.